You know, it's kind of fun doing 11 o'clock on Saturday night previews for the fantasy football week. Week 4. Been a little bit busy today. Not moving. If you're wondering where I am currently, I am reclined in my recliner, which is where I have been since yesterday afternoon. Anyway, week 4 is upon us. We already have some games underway, and unfortunately, my top wide receivers so far this year really just the bed. So I'm going to sit here and complain a little bit about how Thursday night games ruin my life because you can't get the production out of the players you want. Or you do, and it's randomly because your name is Ricky Simmons and you happen to get Forsett finally going out for 150 yards. But the NFL in general needs to do away with Thursday night games, and there's a multitude of reasons, but I think mostly it's for fantasy football they need to do away with it. They need to do away with it because people aren't necessarily ready to set their lineups. They still have decisions they want to make. They have all kinds of things going on Sunday, all kinds of things going on Monday that they need to make decisions about. They don't need another day in which they have to decide, oh crap, what am I going to do? People don't need one more day of football. All fantasy football is about is Sunday. Yes, you get a little bit of recovery on Monday for those times that it's really important for you, and we all expect Monday Night Football to be enjoyable. But you can't play a game 3 days after you've just finished a set of games the last week. It ruins everything fantasy football related. And you know what? Yes, the NFL gets tons of ratings. Yes, lots of people are willing to watch it. But at the end of the day, the players get injured, the product isn't the same, and for people that like to bet, it's just completely up in the air on the betting lines as well. So I absolutely hate, even though it's one more day in which we get to watch the NFL, I actually truly hate Thursday Night Football. I don't know why they decided they needed to do it, because look, we have these, another thing, because it takes another game away from Sunday, and we have these mornings on Sunday morning in which they'll have 8 or 9, maybe even 10 games that they're playing on Sunday morning. For those of us that only have 2 televisions, that's really difficult to deal with. I've got Red Zone and the game I want to watch. What if there's 2 games that I want to watch? Then I'm in a lot of trouble here. But the other thing is, if there's 10 games, the likelihood that there are 2 games that I want to watch is pretty high. And then they only play 3 in the afternoon. Tell you what, NFL, get your crap together. Cancel the Thursday night game. Bring the Sunday morning games and spread them into the afternoon. Go 6-6. Who cares? Guess what? Everyone's going to watch the game they want to watch anyway. And for those of us that play fantasy football that want to watch multiple games at one time, want to be able to follow multiple things, but can't necessarily follow 10 games at any given point, we can go 6-6, and that's fine. You know, if I have 3 TVs and I've got 6 games going on, I can figure that out. If I've got 3 TVs and 10 games going on, I still can't figure it out. I don't care if the afternoon is a little bit better because now I've only got 3 games to pay attention to, so the one that I really want to watch and then the other 2 are just on the red zone. Doesn't matter. NFL change. Yeah, I know that nobody from the NFL watches. In fact, I know that most of you in the league actually don't even watch what I'm talking about. You just kind of turn it on and realize that I'm saying things. And you probably even fast forward until you hear it, and you just fast forward and you go, okay, now he's talking about the previews. Oh, and fast forward because he's not talking about my game, talking about my game, talking about my game. Okay, now he's talking about my game. I'm going to listen. I know this because I say things about people and they don't bring them up to me, and that makes me know that you're not paying attention to the entire thing. So I can rant and rave about you or about the NFL or my regular target, ESPN. But you know what? I'm not going against ESPN this year. I'm going to go ahead and say, yes, they kicked Cowherd out. Yes, they kicked Bill Simmons out. But if they're an institution that's willing to recognize my greatness as a fantasy football commissioner, they can't be all bad, right? Plus, they bring us Monday Night Football these days, and there's a lot of other things. So thank you, ESPN, for being a fantastic and obviously being the worldwide leader of sports. And once again, I'm sure that someone from ESPN also watches my things. Regardless, let's break down this week, shall we? All right, so one thing we're going to take a look at here to begin is ESPN and Pookie's records picking games. Here we are. We both are 10-10. Wait, no, 10-8, because there's been 18 games. We both picked 10 right and 8 wrong. As you can see, here I am. I've picked Jeffrey and Casey correct every single week and have yet to get Ricky correct. Clinton, I've only gotten once. Malco and Newell only once, and Tyler only once. So, as you can see, not doing well with some of you and with others. Doing quite well. ESPN has picked Clinton correct every single week. But that's it. They haven't missed out. They've gotten at least one round everybody else. So you can kind of see how I'm breaking that down in our predictions. So with that being said, let's get into this week. So Clinton and Pookie. I already started, but Steve Smith did not start my week off strong. Oh my goodness, we're going to have internet issues again. That'll be awesome. 2.4 points. Not great. Uh-oh, I just read that. I just saw that it was out. It was questionable before. Smith has been ruled out for Week 5's game against the... Oh my gosh. That just... Small fractions back corner has been weak. Oh my gosh. This sucks for me. I don't even want to get into that right now. I'll complain about it in the recap. But you know, I believe in Tyrod Taylor. I do not believe in Blake Bortles. Thank you for playing Blake Bortles. That makes me super happy. Jeremy Hill is going to beat Mark Ingram. I think CJ Spiller is going to get more points here. Duke Johnson's finally going to have a game. Jeremy Hill's also going to beat Giovanni Bernard. So go ahead and play this backup. It's Jeremy Hill's week, you douchebag. Manuel Sanders is definitely going to beat Allen Robinson. Why? Because Allen Hurns is going to beat Allen Robinson. Keenan Allen's going to beat Steve Smith, and Odell Beckham's going to beat Emmanuel Sanders. Okay, so you're going to win the wide receiver, but I'm winning the running backs, the quarterback guy. Yeah, Zach Ertz versus Jordan Reed. I'll take Jordan Reed all day. Seahawks defense, whatever. Seahawks kicker, whatever. Dan Bailey. You know, I think we're actually going to get some field goals this week, and he's going to score well for me, but I think the Eagles are going to outscore the Seahawks thanks to a touchdown or two from their defense/special teams. So, who's going to win this game? Well, right now I'm projected to lose by about 9 points. So I think I can make it up. Clinton, you're going down, son. Your Blake Bortles pickup was terrible. I'm going to win this game, and I'm going to be correct in my first prediction against you. Thank you, sir. All right. Let's look at our benches, see if there's anything that we could do. Obviously, D'Angelo Williams. I love that Jared Haynes is still on your team. Thank you. Thank you for keeping him. Those guys on bye, fantastic. Isaiah Crowell, that's the right choice because Duke's going to have a ball game. Darren Sproles, you know, he's going to score a touchdown. He's going to be a kickoff return, and he's going to have at least 13 points. So leave him on your bench, please. Thank you. Oh, Tony Romo and Dez Bryant. You know, I don't think I want to look at the bench anymore when I'm predicting my game because that just hurts my soul. I might swap in Andre Johnson here against Jacksonville because I think that the backup for Andrew Luck is going to be looking for him. Who is it, Hasselbeck? Who's even his backup? Someone like that. And then maybe I'll put in Ryan Matthews. I'm actually going to pay attention to that this week, unlike last week, and throw him in there if DeMarco's out because, yeah, he does well. Anyway, I'm going to win, Clinton, and I know that makes you excited. Thanks for picking me to lose, Pookie. It always makes me so... Shut up, Clinton. Nobody cares. I'm going to win. I'm going to put it down right here. Pookie, winner. All right, Jeffrey versus Lucas. My goodness, Lucas, why is your team so terrible? Heath Miller over 0.1, that ain't even that big a deal. Justin Tucker coming in legit. Yeah, you went ahead and picked the right quarterback, though, Lucas. Nice job. So, Carson Palmer versus Cam Newton. Oh, Tampa Bay versus St. Louis. I actually think Cam Newton's going to win this one. Matt Forte versus Jamal Charles. I'm going with Forte because it's the only offense they have. Oh, my goodness. DeMarco Murray versus CJ Spiller. That's going to end up being another running back. Bilal Powell making another appearance. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, that's what you get for not trading DeMarco Murray. So CJ Spiller is actually going to outscore. Whoa, why do you have CJ Spiller in your lineup? I mean, I know he's going to have a better... He's actually one of my... That's interesting. Anyway, CJ Spiller is going to beat DeMarco Murray. Jeremy Maclin versus Kenny Britt. Jeremy Maclin. AJ Green versus Marvin Jones. Yeah, AJ Green. Amari Cooper versus Calvin Johnson against Seattle. I'm going to go with Amari Cooper there. Tyler Eifert versus Heath Miller. Obviously, he can beat 0.1 points. Jets versus Rams. Yeah, let's go with Jets. Justin Tucker's probably going to score more than Gano there. ESPN has it big for Jeffrey. I think Jeffrey is going to win this one pretty easily as well, so we'll just go ahead and put that on the board before we get to the bench. Lucas will go to 2-2. How do you have 2 wins? Oh my gosh, this is bad. Golden Tate's probably gonna... Nope, Golden Tate's not gonna make an appearance. Bilal Powell's gonna make an appearance. Oh my goodness, you need a better running back situation, Jeffrey. That's just all there is to it. Ooh, out. Sammy Watkins, out. Antonio Gates, out. Jonas Gray. Wow, you picked up Jonas Gray. That's interesting. Ravens defense got 6 points. You don't even have any bench options. Lucas, your team is so terrible. I love it. I love it. How are you 2-1? Okay, Jeffrey wins. Let's just put that. Like, can I mark that already as a win? That's a win. Like, that's just, yep. Anyway, all right. Moving on. So Ricky is not going to see this because he is in Lake Tahoe and hopefully gambling and drinking the night away, where I'm supposed to be doing a Spartan race, which is why I haven't moved for 2 days. Anyway, so with that being said, we're going to look at this matchup. With Roethlisberger going down, Derek Carr actually think is going to be a big pickup against Chicago because their team is just terrible, versus Phillip Rivers and home against Cleveland. I think that's going to be pretty close, but let's go ahead and give Derek Carr the win there. C.J. Anderson versus Le'Veon Bell. I don't think you're getting 23 points, but you're at least going to get 14, so that's a step up. Latavius Murray in Chicago. Again, look at this. 2 Oakland players. My goodness. Legit, Oakland. Legit. Versus Justin Forsett. I think that's pretty close, but overall, the 40 points from running back is going to win there. Chris Ivory versus Carlos Williams. Carlos Williams, let's give it to him, huh? He's had a rushing touchdown every single game so far. He'll continue that trend this week against the Giants. Get the win there. Brandon Marshall versus Anquan Bolden. Marshall wins. Mike Evans versus John Brown. Mike Evans wins. Jimmy Graham versus Travis Kelce. Jimmy Graham wins. Broncos versus Packers. Broncos wins. Matt Bryant versus Sebastian Janikowski. Sebastian Janikowski wins. Look, Tyler and I were talking about this, how there's going to be a bunch of Oakland players picked. That is 3 in this game alone. Go Oakland. See what we got on the bench. David Johnson, maybe? Nothing really over here. Ooh, Steven Johnson against Cleveland. Instead of Mike Evans. Nah, you want to go... Yep, right lineup here. Over here. Bye. Boy, that's really useful. You have 3 Patriots, Ricky. You're a terrible, terrible person. And for that reason, you're going to lose this week. Let's just mark that one down. ESPN's got Ricky winning. I've got Tyler winning. Wow, see that typing skills? Perfect. All right. So Ricky's going to have fun around the Spartan. Going to miss a lot of the games. Not going to see this. And he's going to lose the game in general. So good luck on the Spartan, Ricky. Or nice job on the Spartan, Ricky. I don't know. One of the two. Let's see. All right. Casey going for his first win. Here we go, Casey. My prediction, Casey's not the lowest scorer this week, or even second. I bet you beat at least 3 people this week, Casey. Let's take a look at your team. Matt Ryan versus Andy Dalton. I think let's go with Andy Dalton. I think Matt Ryan's going to have his worst week so far playing against Houston. This is Houston's week. He's actually going to play well. So, yeah, Andy Dalton's going to win that. Adrian Peterson versus Arian Foster. Adrian Peterson's going to win, but Arian Foster might actually do something. Melvin Gordon versus Frank Gore. Let's go with Gore. I just think that Woodhead's going to get more points there than Gordon this week. But you're going to win the Abdullah versus Gurley matchup. Abdullah without Joique Bell really going to get a chance. I don't care if we're against Seattle. I think that he's going to do well. Jordan Matthews versus Dante Moncrief with Andrew Luck out. Jordan Matthews is going to get that win. Vincent Jackson versus Michael Crabtree. Oh my goodness, another Oakland Raider. But I think Crabtree or Jackson. Let's call it a push because I can't really make up my mind there. Jordan Cameron versus Eric Ebron. Who's your other tight end? Delaney Walker. Oh, that's sketchy. I'm gonna have to give it to Eric Ebron. Chargers versus Cardinals. Let's give it let's give it the Cardinals. Greg Zuerlein versus Mason Crosby. Well, San Francisco's terrible. Green Bay's good. Maybe they'll just get a field goal or 2. Greg Zuerlein against Arizona. Let's go with Crosby. All right. With that being said, we've got a super close game according to ESPN. So let's see if either team can make their team better. I think that neither quarterback's going to do particularly well this week for Casey, but Peyton Manning actually will do better than Matt Ryan. That's my prediction. I don't know if that would have got you the win, Casey, but that's what I'm guessing. Jeffrey, nope. Deshaun Jackson, nope. Russell, starting Andy Dalton instead of Russell Wilson. Interesting choice. But hey, we'll give it to him. Charles Sims, Delaney Walker, and Stan Barr. Interesting. All right, Alfred Blue. Obviously, he's going in for Arian Foster. Arian Foster doesn't play, otherwise you need to stay there. That's too bad. That's too bad. Texans versus the Falcons. I actually think Texans is going to be the better matchup for you this week. I know that you got Matt Ryan. You can't do that, but that's just my prediction. And with that being said, I'm going to pick against ESPN. I'm going to go with Newell. Sorry, Casey. You're going to go 0-4. Not a bad start after your championship win. Congratulations, you have the belt for another 6 weeks. 5 weeks, and then you'll be officially out of the running. But hey, in the meantime, you hope for that Arian Foster magic, okay, man? We're all not pulling for you. All right, let's see. Can't touch this versus I'm the Manning. Malco versus A. Brown. Ugh, who do you got for your backup quarterback? Uh-oh. What happens if Andrew Luck doesn't play, Malco? That's not the wisest choice you've ever made in your life. You're going to have to go get one. If your quarterback's injured, you should have a backup ready to go. Jeffrey taught us this last year. Remember when he had what's his name, Cam Newton in week 1, who didn't play, and then he dropped Carson Palmer to keep an injured kicker, suspended kicker, and he lost the game because of it? Here is your problem. You should probably have a backup quarterback. Hopefully you hear this before the games start, but you know what? If they don't, it's your own. If you don't, it's your own fault. That being said, Eli Manning at Buffalo versus Andrew Luck. I have to give it to Eli just because Andrew's injured and probably isn't going to play from the sound of things. No, you know what? Andrew's playing. I'm going to give it to him. Buffalo's defense is good, so Eli Manning's going to lose. Carlos Hyde versus Eddie Lacy. Green Bay's going to be ahead a lot in this game, so Eddie Lacy's going to get more run. He wins that. Alfred Morris versus T.J. Yeldon. Oof. Alfred Morris just isn't getting the ball anymore. Probably should put Matt Jones in. I don't know. It's tough. Not doing well. T.J. Yeldon. They're both not great. Let's call it a push. DeAndre Hopkins versus Lamar Miller. I'm going to go with DeAndre Hopkins on this one. Julio Jones versus Antonio Brown. This would have been a great matchup had Ben Roethlisberger been healthy, but without that, Antonio Brown's consecutive game streak of at least 5 receptions and 50 yards ends at 4.2, so Julio Jones gets the win there. Jarvis Landry, Ruben Randall. Well, he's in your lineup. And he wins this week for you. You know what? Ruben Randall gets the win over Jarvis Landry. Rodgers versus Olsen. Obviously, Olsen. Steelers versus Browns. I don't think the Browns are going to score 10 points, so Steelers get the win there. Josh Brown versus Brandon McManus. My goodness, what's that McManus character about? Tons of points, so he gets the win there. With that being said, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to go against... Am I? I don't know. Julio Jones is sitting there. Ugh. Let's look at the benches real quick while I'm trying to decide who I want to win. Matt Jones or Alfred Morris, that's tough. Larry Hankinson, no. Crockett Gilmore. I loved him when I picked him the 1 week to do well, but being out, he's out. Brandon Coleman. That was fun. And Darren McFadden, maybe. Maybe over Alfred Morris. Maybe. All right. Doug Martin, questionable. TJ Yeldon. I don't know. Keep your eye on that. That might be better play than TJ Yeldon. Terrence Williams instead of no one because they have a terrible quarterback. Charles Clay over Richard Rodgers all day. Oh, Charles Clay's going to outscore Richard Rodgers. Why is Charles Clay on your bench? He should be starting. What's the matter with you, Malco? Anyway. Man, I don't know who's going to win this game. I think it's a lot closer than the 18 points currently projected. But the 4.2 from your stud, nothing much from Alfred Morris and Lamar Miller. It's going to be a really low-scoring game, actually, I think. But I'm going to have to agree with ESPN here. I'm going to go with Malco, like 83 to 81 type of thing. And finally, Tim versus D-Wayne. So I was talking to Tim, and I was like, hey, Tim, nice job. You started off the season with 2 wins. You're looking solid. And he started freezing. Like, doesn't matter, man. Doesn't matter. If you don't win, you give me the whole Ricky Bobby for not first or last type of thing. I was saying, trying to give him credit. And then Tyler apparently was looking up Tim's record. And so apparently Tim is not all that great at fantasy football. I'll let Tyler talk a little bit more about that when he's ready to release his findings. So let's take a look at this. Freak, questionable, probable. You got an injury-riddled team over here. Michael versus Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers all day. Marshawn Lynch versus Jonathan Stewart. Apparently it's going to be Lynch is not playing, so Jonathan Stewart. Devontae Freeman versus Joseph Randle. That's a fluke last week, Tim. Joseph Randle's going to outscore him. Hilton versus Woodhead. Again, without Luck, or not Luck not being healthy, I'm going to give this one to Woodhead. Cobb versus Thomas. Probably go to Cobb. Larry Fitzgerald versus James Jones. James Jones, because that's just what Aaron Rodgers does. Jason Witten versus Martellus Bennett. Martellus Bennett all day this week. All day. Oakland's defense against tight end is terrible. Bills versus Colts. Bills wins there. Robbie Gould versus Catanzaro. Let's go with Catanzaro because Chicago's offense is... Tim, your kicker is terrible. Terrible choice, Tim. Let's look at the benches. Drew Brees over Michael Vick. Oof, yeah, I guess you had to kind of do that, but that's too bad. Brandon Cooks on the bench for Woodhead. All right. Bye. Can't really put him in on a bye. Yeah, not much to consider there. James Starks, Jared Cook, Thomas Rawls. There he is, just sitting there on the bench, spending lots of money to have him sit on your bench. Might be worth something. We'll see. But that's kind of funny that. That's you did what Ricky did. I see what you did there, Dwayne. You picked up Marshawn Lynch's backup so Tim couldn't get him. I see what you did. Pretty clever. Oh, with that being said, I think Dwayne wins by a lot more than the 5 points that he's currently projected to win by ESPN. Dwayne with a bill win. So, they'll be 2-2. He'll be 2-2. Malcolm will be 2-2. Let's go to the scoreboard again. Let's see what everyone's going to be kind of after this week. I have the 2 undefeated losing. Shock of shocks. I had that last week too. Didn't work out so well for me. I got Jeffrey going to 2-2, Lucas going to 2-2, me going to 3-1, 3-1, 3-1, 2-2, 0-3, 2-2. Lots of 2-2s this week. 2-2, 1-3, 2-2, 2. Wow, lots of 2-2s. Couple of 1-1-3. Is that what it is? Yeah. Yep, 1-1-3. Something like that. And then, of course, Casey at 0-4, and then the 2 3-1ers. So, well, 3 3-1ers. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. Let's see. So, tomorrow I'll just be sitting here all day, or today, depending upon when you guys are doing it. So, with this whole general conference on this weekend, it's been kind of entertaining as I have both TVs on. Now I'm going to have a third kind of TV thing going on. Sunday Night Football, Cowboys versus friggin' Drew Brees. Hopefully my Cowboys can do something and pull it out. I mean, if I can be 3-1 and the Cowboys can be 3-1, it'll be a great week. Just fantastic weekend. Oh man, because I like DraftKings. I have no idea what's going on this weekend. None. I'm gonna go with Tyrod Taylor. Ride him a little bit, but anyway, hope everyone's enjoying the season. Ricky and Clinton, I want you to lose so we can all be 3-1. And hey, for those that aren't aware, ESPN's Game Day is coming to Rice Eccles this Saturday for the Utes Cal game. Entertaining stuff. And future note, I'm pretty sure we're going to have to set the bar right now at $33 for Leonard Fournette in his first year as an NFL running back, unless he plays for Jacksonville, in which case it has to be topped out at 18 because Jacksonville's terrible. But entertaining college football. Sorry for the late start on this, or the late launch, or the late post, or whatever it's called. But hey, if I didn't have that Thursday night thing to have to worry about those games every week, I could just record this on Thursday night and be fine. But ESPN ruins things, except for they chose me as their commissioner of the week last week. So they're okay. All right, people. Good luck on your games. Hope you all lose. And stuff. Peace.